Hi, I'm Angie and this is DIY Homesteading at Missouri River Regional Library. This week we are going to do dog treats. So we have two dogs in our family. They're both older, they're both overweight, but they do like treats. One is way pickier than the other, and one really likes people food. So we're hoping that some homemade treats may solve some of our treat issues. We're gonna do 2 frozen treats and 2 dog biscuit treats today. It's summertime and dogs get hot just like the rest of us, and they enjoy a nice cool treat. So today we're going to make them a peanut butter blueberry banana frozen treat for them to enjoy. This is super simple, and I think the dogs are gonna like it. So the first thing you do is you put your banana in a bowl here, and we're gonna mash it up a little bit. So if you have an overripe banana, this would be perfect because you want it nice and soft. So we're gonna mash that up. See, this one is not super ripe, but I think it'll work. Then when we get the banana mushed up, we're going to put 1/4 cup of peanut butter in here. Now, we are a crunchy peanut butter family. So this is crunchy peanut butter because we're just serving the dogs what we eat ourselves. So we're gonna stir in this bunch of peanut butter. Like I said, 1 banana, 1/4 cup of peanut butter. Get it all nice and mixed together. And then we're going to put in a 1/2 cup of blueberries. Now these happen to be fresh blueberries. We went blueberry picking here not that long ago and picked blueberries. But if you have frozen ones, you can use frozen ones. You need to just use whatever you have on hand. And I am trying not to mash the blueberries too much so they're nice and whole for the dogs. But a little mashing isn't too bad. So then we have a nice, good consistency here. And I actually bought these little molds. I thought this was really cute. It's little dog paws and bones. You don't have to do this. If you have any kind of little silicone mold, you can use, but we're gonna use these. So I'm gonna spoon my mixture into my little mold here. And then we are going to freeze this overnight. So we have a nice frozen treat for the puppies. That one's a little full. Let's move some of it over here. Now, this is not super, I mean, it was super quick. You can tell we just did this in like a minute, but it does need a good long time in the freezer to set up. So I would freeze it overnight, and then we'll see what the dogs think of it tomorrow. And you can keep these in the freezer after it's frozen for quite a while. So that is banana blueberry peanut butter dog treats. All right, dog breath. Let's talk about dog breath. It's atrocious, isn't it? And I know they make those little dental bones that's supposed to brush their teeth and freshen their breath, but then you have a dog like mine who refuses to eat those. He is the most stubborn thing in the world, and he will turn his nose up at anything that is supposed to be good for him. Doesn't matter what, if it looks like a treat or not. Nope. What he won't turn his nose up with or for is a yogurt pop. So this is a breath freshening dog treat that is frozen so you can give it to your dogs. And it's very simple. It's yogurt and parsley. Now, if you have mint available, you could do equal parts parsley and mint. We just have parsley, so we're just doing parsley. And it's a mixture of flat leaf and curly parsley. So we have a cup of yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt. If you are making homemade yogurt, you can use your homemade yogurt. I wouldn't use flavored yogurt though. So if you flavor your yogurt with vanilla or honey or all that stuff, I would just use the plain. So this is actually my starter yogurt from the grocery store. So 1/2 cup parsley in our cup of yogurt. And then we're just going to stir that in so our parsley is nice and incorporated. And then I have another one of my cute little silicone molds that I'm gonna fill with this mixture and freeze. If you don't have the molds, you can use an ice cream tray. If you have other kinds of molds, you know, for like cupcakes or any kind of baking things, you can use that. I'm gonna put the leftover of this in ice cream trays, and then you just have ice cream or ice cube size, not ice cream. They'll think it's ice cream with the frozen yogurt. Treat for your puppy, and hopefully they will have fresher breath. Oh, there's nothing worse, am I right, than having your dog cuddle up to you and he's laying there all sweet, and then he wants his face right in your face and he starts breathing on you, and you're like, holy moly, what did you eat today? So hopefully this will help with that problem just a little bit. And it's super simple and very inexpensive, especially if you grow your own herbs. Then I'm gonna freeze this overnight. Tomorrow we'll try freshening some breath. Dogs have this routine every night, and it's been going on for years now, where they get treats. They have to have some kind of chewy treat like a rawhide or something like that, and then they have to have a biscuit to end the night. Once biscuits are eaten, then they can go outside and go potty, and then we can go to bed. If we don't do biscuits, none of it happens. I don't know, it's like the apocalypse. So we're gonna make some homemade biscuits because we go through a lot of biscuits for our dogs in this house. This is super simple. It's basically 2 ingredients, flour and baby food. I know, baby food, but it's already mashed up food. It's good for you. If you're feeding it to babies, you can feed it to dogs. I'm using a mixture of oat flour and wheat flour, or regular flour. Now, if you don't have oat flour, you can just use regular flour. We have oat flour, so we're gonna do a cup of oat flour and a cup of regular flour. So 2 cups of flour. And then, I don't have babies. I haven't fed a baby in 20 years probably. So I didn't know what baby food came in, but it comes in these little packages now. So the recipe called for 2 4-ounce jars of baby food, which these are 2-ounce jars or 2-ounce containers. So we have 4 2-ounce containers, and we are doing a mixture of sweet potato and apple. Now, you can do whatever mixture you want. And you can spray yourself with baby food. That's lovely. I'll smell like apple today. It's just like if you were feeding a baby, right? Generally, you get all kinds of baby food on you when you're feeding babies. So sweet potato and apple sounded like a good combination that I think our dogs will eat. Like I said, we have picky dogs. My parents' big dog, Lucky, she will eat anything if she believes it's people food. Yep, she loves people food. My dog will turn his nose up at anything that he thinks is good for him. So we have opposite dogs. Now he will eat regular dog food like it's going out of business. He'll eat his and Lucky's. But you give him something that's a pill or a dental treat or something that's supposed to be good for him. Nope, doesn't want it. Turns his nose up. And believe me, we have tried peanut butter, cheese, you know, you name it. We've tried it. And it just does not work. So I am stirring in the baby food into the flour. My recipe did not say to do this with a mixer, so I'm doing it by hand. It might have been easier with a mixer, or faster, maybe not easier, but faster. And then we're gonna roll this out into about 1 inch thick once we get all the flour incorporated. So we've got our baby food and flour incorporated, and now we are going to roll it into a nice flat surface just like what you would do with a pie crust or cookies that you're cutting out if you were making sugar cookies. So, and the thickness should be about 1/4 of an inch is what my recipe said. So we'll get that rolled out. As you can see, this was not a good pie crust example because it's definitely not round. But then we have some cute little cookie cutters. We have some bones, a little dog, I don't know, some other things. So we're gonna use those to cut out our cookies for the puppies. And then we're going to put these on a parchment paper lined cookie sheet, and that's a big one. Bake them for 20-25 minutes in a 350-degree oven. So I'll get these cut out and baked, and then we'll see what kind of dog bones we have. All right, for our second dog treat, we're going to use the food processor. And this is, we're going to create another dog biscuit. We're using oat flour and regular flour in this one as well. Now, if you don't have oat flour, it's really easy to make. You could just take oats and grind them up, and then you have oat flour. So I'm doing a cup of oat flour and a cup of regular flour again. And then I am going to put half a cup of water in here. Just add some liquid. And 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And this is very melty coconut oil, sitting kind of by our stove, and it is very liquidy. So 2 tablespoons of that. And then you can put any kind of fruit you want in here. You can put blueberries, pears, peaches, whatever. We're going to do bananas because I bought banana for the frozen treat. So we are going to that. I put the lid on correctly. Oops. The button was already pushed. Let's try that again. So we're going to mix that up. We're mixing this all together, and then we'll roll it out into dog biscuit. Okay, so our dough is all mixed up. We have our banana flavored treats. We're going to roll these out just like we did the apple sweet potato ones. Just a little bit more flour. So our dogs are going to have some good treats, and you can see these were very simple to make. They don't take a lot of ingredients, and not a lot of expensive ingredients either. Though I will say the baby food was probably the most expensive thing I bought. So I feel bad for those of you who have to buy that all the time for your little kiddos. That is expensive. Okay. And like I said, you can make these with any kind of fruit. The recipe actually called for blueberry, but since we had the bananas, we're going for a banana. And we decided we liked the bone cutter the best earlier with our other one. So cutting out the bones. Now these will bake at 350 as well for 20 to 25 minutes. And you can store them in, well, my direction said that you could store them in a brown paper bag to keep them crunchier. So, you know, they dry out just a little bit. Or if you wanted them softer, you could store them in an airtight container. So it depends on what your dog likes or what they're used to. Our dogs are used to the crunchy bones, so we'll probably just put them in a bag of some sort. But if, I don't know, they might really enjoy, ooh, this one fell apart. Got a big piece of banana in the middle of it. They might really enjoy soft bones too. I don't know. So we'll get this finished cutting out, and then we'll have them all baked and ready to give to the dogs tonight for treats. Okay, so all of our dog treats are finished. Our biscuits are baked and our cool treats are frozen. And we ended up with a nice array of treats here. We have our oat flour banana biscuits, and then our oat and apple sweet potato biscuits. And then for our cool treats, we have our, these are really cute, aren't they? Our parsley breath fresheners, and then banana blueberry peanut butter, just fun icy treats. So those all took like 2 minutes a piece for each of those recipes to make. It was super simple, not a lot of ingredients, and most of the ingredients you probably have at home. Bananas, peanut butter, you know, some flour, not hard at all. So we'll see if the dogs enjoy these. Hopefully they will. And I think we might be making more homemade dog treats here at the Bain household, because this was really easy and it was very fast. Of course, there's a caveat. If your oven goes out in the middle of trying to bake dog treats, then you have to have a little alternate plan and take them into grandma's house to bake, which is what happened here. So we'll be calling an oven repairman on Monday. But they turned out fine. They baked very nicely. They're nice and crisp. Let's see. Yeah. They're still a little soft. They haven't dried out completely, because you remember, as I was telling you how to make these, they said to let them sit out and have the air circulate around them to get them nice and crispy, but if you wanted them softer, to put them in a container. So these are still slightly on the soft side, but they are still also a little warm. They haven't completely cooled yet. But these are nice and frozen, and we had the little dog shapes, dog bone shapes, and then the little paw shapes. So I do recommend the silicone molds. Those worked really well. The ones we had in the ice cube trays, we did have to do a little finagling to pop those out. But I hope you've enjoyed homemade dog treats on this episode of DIY Homesteading with Missouri River Regional Library.